Alright guys, so I recently made this presentation and it was made fully through AI. And all the things that you see, the font selection as well as these illustrations and these embedded images. So of course, like I gave AI the images, but then it did all the job of formatting it and putting it, laying it out nicely in the slides. So this was mostly all done by AI. And in this video, we are going to see how you can do it too, like how you can create a presentation just by asking AI to do it. Now, when I say that just by asking AI to do it, it doesn't mean that, you just give AI like, one line of what you want and it will do all the things perfectly for you. You, of course, have to give it content. So what I did in my case, like this presentation, it is about this topic that my desk is no longer where I do all my work. And it was actually taken from my blog. So all the content which is there, it is taken mostly from my blog. So I gave AI the link of my blog and then I asked it to basically make it into a presentation. And it did a fine job. Like it created like 17 slides that conveys the story of what I have in the blog. And it really made my job faster. So let's see how you can do. So for this example, what we are going to do is we'll take this blog. So this is the blog that I'll kind of, like I'll give the link to AI and I'll ask it to basically create a presentation. Now, the one thing I would say is that you have to be realistic with your expectations. There are limitations to AI and the type of designs that it can do. And of course, you have to guide it to ensure that, the design that it is doing, it actually reflects what you want. Like if you are creating it for your brand, so it should have that consistency of a brand, or if you're just creating it for yourself, so it should have the design and feel that you like. And that is not something that it can think on its own. You of course have to tell it. So if you look at this example here, you'll notice a pattern. And the pattern is that most of these slides, they are like, they have like, like very good contrast in text, right? Like this slide is like, like it's totally blank, like background. And then it has two different fonts and the size of font is contrasting. Like I have this section, which is like very large and this section, which is small. So that creates a contrast. The other contrast is the difference in fonts. So like this one is sans serif font and this one is serif font. So these are different font families that creates the contrast. And then the second thing is consistency. So if you see like, this contrast, this, like style of text, it's carried over in all of the slides. So it's not like we are changing the font size or the fonts in different slides. It's the same fonts on different slides, right? Now, one more thing that matters is the change in patterns. So it's basically called breaking the patterns or pattern breaking. So if you would see, we started with a dark background with light text, and then we moved to this style where it is lighter background and dark heading text. Now, of course, we carried that for a few slides. And then in this slide, we broke the pattern. We went from light to again dark background that we had in the first slide. So you would want to break patterns so that, it keeps the audience engaged on your slides. And of course, I would suggest not to have like a lot of text, all of the bullet points in your slides. It should just be there to convey the story that you are actually saying to the audience. So most of it, it should be coming from you, like, what you're talking in your talk instead of being on the slide. So the slide is supplemental. So we broke the pattern here, we carried it over here, and then we are back to the light background with dark text on it, right? So yeah, let's go ahead with our presentation. Just to let you know, this style of presentation or the style of design is called typographic design or typographic presentation. And that is what we are going to tell our AI agent to basically consider when it is creating our slides. All right, so I'll fire up. I already have the presentation folder here and I'll fire up Costi. Okay, I have it in a separate tab and I'll start anti-gravity here. So I'll be using anti-gravity and I believe I'll just use Gemini's Flash 3.5 Flash model for it. But let me check. There are other models available as well. So we have 3.5 Flash, medium, high, low, 3.1, 3.1, and then we have Sonnet, Opus, and GPT OSS, open source 120B. So let me go to high because we are going with a design. So I would want something which is a bit more capable than 3.5 Flash. So I could use high, or maybe I can use Opus for it. So this is a thinking model. Let's go with Opus. I'll just select that and we have switched to Opus. I hope this is visible. Okay, so we'll basically, so this is the blog post that I'll give. And the blog post is about like how I broke my first computer because I changed something in the reg edit at that time. So it's this story. I'll just take it and let me maximize it. Okay, so now it's time to prompt. Let's remember all the things that we have to tell our AI agent about it. So let's see. I want to create a presentation. I would like you to create the presentation in HTML format. The design of the presentation should be typographic. Feel free to choose the colors and the fonts. Okay, so we have basically told it that we want to create a presentation and it should be in HTML format. So my dictation software, it made a mistake here. It changed it to HTML. So let's change it back to HTML. The design of the presentation should be typographic. Feel free to choose colors and the fonts. For content of the presentation, you can pull the content from my blog post here. And let me paste the link of my blog. Let's see. So before we, submit the prompt, let's see if we are missing anything. Yeah, we are missing. I want the presentation to be 10 slides maximum. So let's give it the number of slides as well. And let's go ahead and submit our prompt. Now, I, of course, wanted a very minimal typographic kind of presentation. But, if you want your presentations to have more images and, more illustrations and stuff like that, you can, of course, ask your AI agent for it. And it can pull those things from free and open source libraries around the internet. Or if you have your own photos and collection, then you can give it too. So let's take a look. So our agent is at work. So as we can see, like it read the URL of our blog. It listed the directory of the presentation, like it checked out where it has to create the presentation files. Then it also read like what is like the system generated content that, where it will kind of, add all the things to refer to. And as we can see, like it kind of identified that the content is raw HTML from WordPress blog. So this is the blog URL that I had given it. And it basically kind of extracted the text content from the blog. So let's see, the extracted text HTML is mostly scripts and WordPress boilerplate. Let me search for the actual article content in the middle of the file. So, when it is going through my blog page, so this is not what AI will see. AI will see basically this, the, the element source code. So it will basically see HTML. So this is what we see here. The extracted HTML is mostly scripts and WordPress boilerplate. Let me search for the actual article content in the middle of the file. So which is why, it's having a hard time kind of, figuring out what's there on the content of the blog post, which is why it makes it much more sense if you have your content in Markdown file, because Markdown is very AI friendly. Like it doesn't have any HTML tags or anything like that. It is just the things that AI cares about, and it also costs less because it will use fewer tokens to basically process everything, process all the content. So let's get back to our thing. So, it basically, as we can see, it processed everything and then it created 10 slides. Slide number 1 is it has title of reg edit and figuring things out. Slide number 2 is the setup, first computer and destroyed in a week. The magazine. So I have talked about Digit magazine in it. So yeah, magazine and feeling like a hacker. Then the boop, every program refused to start. And then, so it seems like it has added an animated error box. So we'll check it out. Nice. And then the stakes. So cultural context of breaking new and expensive things. Yep. You don't want to break new and expensive things in Indian homes. The rescue. So someone like a tech savvy brother from neighborhood, he came to my rescue. The persistence, like he tried and tried, and then the breakthrough, like it actually worked, and the mindset. So that sounds good to me. It has already created it. It's available over here, index.html. So let me go back to my presentation, and this is the presentation. So I'll open it in my browser, and this is what it has created. Regedit and figuring things out, a story about persistence. So that is something that it has added on its own by going through my blog post and making sense of it. And let me check out the slide 2. Looks nice. 1 week with the first computer, completely destroyed it. Not dropped, not spilled on it. Follow the instructions from a magazine called Digit, step by step into a place called Regedit. Confident I was doing everything right. And it's nice that how it has highlighted Regedit. And as you would see, like it is also using the same, like principles of typography, where it has like, two different fonts, and then there's small size and very large size. So it kind of contrasts with each other. Let's go ahead. A magazine that made you feel like a hacker at school. This is nice. Every program refused to start, and this the animated GIF. I really like how it has added an animated GIF here. This is the aftermath. Then in India, you don't break new things. Yeah, especially not the first computer your family ever bought or anything that's new or expensive. And then it has highlighted that I had broken something which was new as well as expensive in under a week. Very nice. Then it goes to the tech savvy person. Then yeah, he also didn't know what was wrong. So I'm liking how it is breaking patterns. So you'd see like, in this one, we were breaking patterns by changing colors, right? But in this one, in this presentation, it is doing the same thing, but by changing the layout. So the text is on the left side, but in some slides, it breaks that pattern and brings it to the center. And it really works, right? Like it keeps the audience engaged. Then it goes back to after Counter Strike, Windows XP stopped booping and it basically like started working again. And then it goes to the figure it out mindset and lists what are the important things about it that helped us figure out what was going wrong with Windows XP. And now we have the closing slide, which is again, in the center, very nice closing. The boop will come. The only question is who will still be sitting there when it stops. And it also has like the link, the URL of my blog that I had not asked it to add, but it has added it, which is really nice. So in this one, AI did a great job of creating the first draft, but let's see how you can further guide it to kind of modify a few things in the presentation. Okay. So in this one, what I'll do is I'll tell it that I find the slides on which we have text on the left side pretty blank on the right side. So can we add some illustrations on the right side on some of the slides? Okay, so that is what I'm going to ask anti-gravity right now. All right, so that is a nice first draft. One revision I would want is that on some of the slides where text is on the left side, it feels pretty blank on the right. Can you add some illustrations on some of the slides where text is on the left side of the slide? So let's just make sure that our dictation software did a nice job. So all right, so that is a nice first draft. One revision I would want is that on some of the slides where text is on the left side, it feels pretty blank on the right. Can you add some illustrations on some of the slides where text is on the left side of the slide? All right, so let's go ahead, let's submit this and see what anti-gravity turns up with. So as we can see, like it's thought process. So the user wants me to add illustration to slides where text is on the left. We'd call those left heavy slides. Need visual balance. Let me generate illustrations that match the dark amber tone, typographic and aesthetic. And it is like working, it's generating. So CRT computer, so it has generated a CRT computer, which is nice. Of course, like at that time, my computer was like a CRT monitor. And then it has the magazine DVD. Yes, Digit used to come with DVDs. Then it has error pop-ups, teen at a computer. So there's a person at the computer as well. Kind of, showing myself and my friend. and system restore. It's generating images. It is working. Let's see. Let's see how much time it takes to complete all of this. All right, so it says that the illustrations turned out great and matched the amber dark aesthetic perfectly. Now let me copy them into the presentation folder and update the HTML to split layouts with the images on the right. So first it generated the images. Now it is adding it to the presentation folder so we can check it as well. So if you see, like, there's the assets folder here, and this is the computer. Okay, this is the error pop-up, magazine DVD. It's very nice. I can't wait to see the final result. And now it is basically updating the HTML of the slides and adding these images in those slides. So let's wait for it to complete. Okay, so awesome. It basically like did all of this and like also refreshed the browser and opened it for us. So let's go ahead, let's check it out. Nice, right? Then it has our DVD. On this one, yeah, you don't break new things. So it has like, all the error pop-ups that, none of the programs are starting on the new computer. And then it has, like us trying to fix a person on the desk. And then it has system restore that fixed it. It also has nice Windows logo here. It's pretty cool. The figure it out mindset. It didn't add anything over here because that is nice because it has like, these pointers. So it kind of balances itself. Super cool, right? I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you'd like to see similar ways of using AI in daily workflows, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye.